Today we are working Psalm 96. In many psalm magic traditions, Psalm 96 is used for purposes such as bringing about strength of spirit, ensuring a perfect outcome, to bless a family, and it's traditionally a Tuesday prayer, which I find interesting. Today we are going to be using Psalm 96 for a new beginning, to start fresh or to turn over a new leaf. Psalm 96 is one of the inheritance psalms. So if you're working the inheritance collection, this is one of those wonderful psalms to regain, reestablish, and reconnect with our royal heritage. And that's partly what we're doing today by trying to turn over a new leaf or start fresh. Because usually when we are feeling like we need a new start, it's because we've forgotten who we are, that we are a member of a royal family, that we have a divine inheritance that is worth more than all the gold in the earth. The way we work psalm magic is simple, easy, and effective. We take the psalm and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. This is called an incantation. Then we go back through that whole psalm and take it verse by verse, and we dig and search for meanings behind each verse. We call those hidden or occult meanings because they are not always obvious at first glance. And there's an infinite amount of those meanings, which we also refer to as magic seeds. So every time you go through a psalm, you're going to find new magic seeds. And that's wonderful because by searching and digging and then trying to apply to the best of your ability what you find there to whatever situation you brought to the psalm, you're taking those seeds of magic and planting them in the depths of your mind, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and they bear fruit after their kind. And that's exactly what we are going to do together right now with Psalm 96. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among the people. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, O ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come unto his courts. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. It starts out with, O sing unto the Lord a new song, sing unto the Lord all the earth. The Lord is the Tetragrammaton, and in this particular psalm, the Tetragrammaton, or Yahweh, is described as the chairman of the board, the leader of all the gods, the head of the host. In the second chapter of Genesis, the Elohim stops being God, and it's Yehovah Elohim, or Yahweh Elohim. And that's also at the point of time where the demiurge is introduced. And for those of us who have eyes to see, we understand that Yahweh, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, is not the demiurge, but that the demiurge impersonates Yahweh Elohim. It's very important that we understand the difference between one and the other. Now, anytime that the Tetragrammaton is appearing in the Old Testament as something vengeful, awful, mean, petty, that is not the true God. That is the imposter. The Tetragrammaton is the leader of all the angels, the head of the congregation of angels. That's the true Tetragrammaton. That is the source of all that is. So in Psalm magic, whatever the name of God is, whether it's or the Tetragrammaton, it's always a symbol for the source of everything, for the source of all life. And the reason why I bring up the demiurge is because it's very easy to get lost and think that the infinite is some deity out there to be feared, or that's going to give us things or take things from us or punish us or reward us. And we want to be careful that we understand the difference between the two. When we are aligning with the Tetragrammaton in this psalm, we're aligning with the source of all that is, the creator of everything. And we are an extension of that. We are an extension of that source. So it says, "Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song." So when we sing in the Psalms, we are creating change. We are creating change because the singing represents vibration that we are emitting, which is a disturbance in the general atmosphere, which creates vibrations that upset the current situation and bring about something new. And we are creating this vibration unto the Lord, unto that source, meaning that we are connecting with that source and not connecting with any of the manifestations that we are trying to eliminate so that we can have a new start. Usually you want a new start because there's something you don't like. And so the singing, those vibrations are destroying those manifestations because instead we are connecting only and thinking only of this source of all that is, which is called the Lord in this psalm. So it's a new song, a new start, a new way of being, something that's very different than what we're experiencing here. It's our will. And before we get off this very first line, it is also the will of the infinite. The will of the infinite is the same as our will here. We both want the same thing. We want a new start for us. Unto the Lord all the earth. So that means that we are annihilating everything in our manifest experience. We are completely transforming it. Our vibrations are so strong because we are one with the source that our vibrations have the ability to break apart every single manifestation. That's what the earth is. Every single manifestation is now going to vibrate in a new way. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name. So the blessing of the name of the infinite is the vibration through which we are experiencing this change. We're singing the names of God. You can get very superstitious about this if you're not careful. And you just think, well, if I say Yod He Vav He Adonai, that's enough. That you can just sing the Hebrew names of God and everything is going to happen. There is some benefit in that, but we have to go much deeper than that. We have to understand that the vibrations that we are emitting now are aligned with the qualities of the infinite. So just think of the qualities of the infinite for a moment. Any qualities will do. One is not better than the other. The principle of life itself, the principle of spirit, the principle of truth, all of the different qualities of God. We've got several videos on the qualities of spirit. When you are singing the names of God, when you're singing those qualities, what that means is that you are vibrating those qualities within yourself. And when you're vibrating those qualities within yourself, everything has to break up. All of the dense, hard experiences that you want to be rid of, they have to break up. They have to break up. They become annihilated, vaporized. It's as if they're not there anymore because they're not. Show forth his salvation from day to day. These vibrations start to demonstrate, show forth, they start to demonstrate the salvation, meaning the solving of our problem or the bringing about of our goal. Whatever our goal was when we started the psalm, doing this is going to prove to us that it works because we're going to see the actual results of this. From day to day, meaning it's not just a blip. It's not just once. This is permanent change. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all the people. If you identify as heathen as your religious practice, that is not what we're talking about. We have to be very clear on that. They didn't have that when these psalms were written. They didn't have people calling themselves heathen. People are the thoughts in our mind, all of them. The heathen are our egoic thoughts, which tend to be self-destructive. Our own self-destructive tendencies, our own ability to use our creative powers against ourselves. And we all have that to some degree or another, because that's what being a human is. When we declare the glory of the infinite among those thought forms either break up or they recalibrate themselves to new goals. In other words, the heathen thoughts are either not real, apparitions, in which case they'll just go away, or they're misdirected thoughts that think that they're doing something good for us, but they're actually not. And so they'll be recalibrated so that those parts of our minds then start to work for us rather than against us. And declaring the glory is the presence or the dwelling place of the infinite. So that's Shekinah. And if you think about glory as being like the aura of God, that's that silver or gold sparkling glitter. It's the fairy dust, the magic dust, the puff of smoke when some magic happens. There's always some sort of magical substance that is apparent before a manifestation happens, or during a destructive piece of magic, it's there as well before something disappears. So those poetic and artistic expressions of things like fairy dust, magic dust, glitter, and puffs of smoke reminding us of something real, and that's Shekinah. So think about that. You can just see that. Declare his glory among the heathen. Poof, in a puff of smoke. Those thoughts are either gone or recalibrated. His wonders among all people. The wonders of the infinite are the magic that occurs, or miracles, however you want to describe it. Wonders are what we are doing. We are wonder workers when we're working psalm magic. And so through our cooperation with the infinite, we are creating wonders. We are recognizing that the wonder is happening through us, not from us. It's happening from the infinite through us, but it's because of our cooperation. So all of our thoughts are going to say, whoa, look at that. Look at that. This stuff really works. And we are not only going to experience the effects of great magic because of doing this psalm, but our thoughts are then going to be reinforced to understand that this stuff works. And that's the faith part of the witch's pyramid. It's through having success after success with your magic that your faith grows. So that's a wonderful way to look at this verse. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. Greatness meaning all that is. If you consider for a moment, the infinite is all that is. It's the only thing that exists. And anything that's not the infinite is just a figment of imagination or fantasy that can be eliminated. If you think about it that way, that's what great means. And greatly to be praised means, what else do you want to praise? To praise is to enthusiastically acknowledge that something's good. What else to acknowledge as being good than good? Everything good in your life is a manifestation of this, and everything that's not good in your life is an apparition, which is now being annihilated. That's something to praise. He is to be feared above all gods. In this particular psalm, most of the gods that we are referring to in here aren't the host of angels. Most of the gods that we are referring to in this psalm are things that we worship instead of the infinite. Whatever the manifestations are that we're trying to have a new start about. So let's say you're having financial problems. Probably you're using money as a god. Somehow money is a god more important than the infinite. Or maybe you're having relationship problems. Well, my relationship is a god. It's more important than the infinite in my experience. Maybe it's your health. Well, my health is now a god. My body is a god. It's much more important than the infinite. When it says he is to be feared above all gods, remember that the fear of God is the only kind of fear that we can experience that doesn't have any pain attached to it. That's why it's ecstasy. It's experiencing the presence of the infinite acutely, viscerally. And when you experience that in the presence of any other thing that you're considering to be your God, those other things change. Those other things change right before you. That's where that fairy dust starts to come forth, and you see the swirlings of it, and you actually see it change so that it starts to conform to the divine will rather than it being this God that you're worshiping. So instead of your financial problem being something that you bow down to, now you're experiencing the ecstasy of the infinite in the presence of that financial problem. That financial problem changes. You get that new start right away. Everything changes in an instant. It's a formula. People that read these Psalms religiously don't get that it's a magical formula, and that they're talking about not worshiping Isis or something like that. That's not what we're talking about whatsoever. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. So when we say that all the gods of the nations are idols in our practice, we're talking about what we're making idols in our lives, because the nations are the main thought forms in our life, our main belief systems, the main mental structures out of which we experience things. Because we have to remind ourselves that what we experience in our world is a reflection of our main belief systems. So the main belief systems that are causing us problems are us believing that our money is more important than the infinite, that we have to bow down to it, or that our relationship, health, job, car, whatever it is, we're making into an idol. All the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens means that the realm of cause, which is the heavens, takes care of all of it. So if we're trying to go out into the world of effect and bow down to these little idols that we think are so important, this is my car, oh my car, oh my car, oh my dishwasher broke, the dishwasher's my new idol, oh the house payment's not going to be made, they're going to be foreclosing on me, oh my new idol. Right? If we recognize when we turn and face the infinite, which is in the heavens or the realm of cause, all of that other stuff gets taken care of. All that other stuff gets taken care of. Then we're put back into the seat of power rather than these heathen that are bowing down to external idols. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Honor and majesty are qualities that are important for us to align with when we're working these inheritance psalms, because they remind us that if honor and majesty are before the infinite and we are an extension of the infinite, then honor and majesty are before us as well, because we're children of that. You're like a prince or a princess. That's who you are. You're an extension of the infinite. You're not some lowly peasant, some leaf in the wind. You're not some insignificant little thing that needs to figure stuff out all by yourself or bow down to some external deity. That's not what you are. You are a member of a royal family with inheritance, with rights, with privileges. That's who you are. So strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. You can think of strength and beauty as being spheres 5 and 6 on the Hermetic Tree of Life, and that means Mars and the Sun. And strength and beauty in the sanctuary of the infinite means, since the sanctuary of the infinite have those powers, that's where you belong as well. You belong in the sanctuary. You don't belong off in some desolate desert trying to get what you can, trying to scrape by. You're here to live an exalted life because that's who you are, because of your inheritance. The strength and the beauty are yours as well. Give unto the Lord, O ye kindreds of the people, give unto the Lord glory and strength. So what you give is what you receive. Glory, Shekinah, your magic. Strength is Samael, sphere number 5. You cannot be harmed. So you cannot be harmed and you are magic. There's no reason why you can't have what you want in this life, according to this psalm, because of who you are as a sovereign. So if you give that to the infinite, that's what you get. What you give is what you receive, because giving and receiving are the same thing. And in this world, giving precedes receiving. So you want to give to the source that which you want to receive. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. That's how you come into the courts. That's how you get anything you want, is by giving it. What do you want? Well, give it. What's the offering? Whatever you want to receive. That's the offering. It's not some piece of food necessarily. It's not that you're supposed to sacrifice some animal. It's, what do you need? What do you want? What is your reason for coming to this psalm? Well, figure out how to give that. And how do you give that to the infinite? By being open and receptive to the direction that you receive. How do I give this offering? Where do I give it? If you want to give money, you'll give money. You'll donate somewhere. If you want to give joy and love and support to somebody, you'll be shown who needs your love and support. That's how you give to the infinite. You give to the infinite by being guided and led where to give. By putting something on your altar, that's a nice symbol, but it's not the same thing as actually giving it. So if you need more companionship and you need more love in your life, well, where do I give companionship and love? Where is it needed? Please guide me. Please show me. And you will be shown. You'll be shown. And then you'll be giving the infinite glory due unto his name. Meaning whatever your need is, there's a name of God, the quality of the infinite that rules whatever that is. So if you need more money, well, then infinite prosperity is the name of God. Well, how do you give infinite prosperity? How do you give prosperity to infinite prosperity? By asking, where do I give this? Where do I give my gift? Where do you want me to give this? And you'll be shown where to give it. You'll be shown where to give it because all giving is receiving. Oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Worshiping the Lord is to work. What are you going to do? Again, where do I give? What do I do? What do you want me to do? I am willing to do as you tell me to do. I'm willing to work as you will have me work. And the beauty of his holiness is sphere number 6 on the tree of life. When you give to sphere number 6, what you're doing is you're allowing for the divine design of your life to start manifesting as it will. What is the divine design of your life? Royalty. Think about that. The royalty of sphere number 6, ruled by the sun, the majesty of the infinite. So the majesty of the infinite is reflected as majesty in the world. Well, that same majesty is supposed to be reflected in you. Until you can accept that you are royal, that you are of a royal house, you're always going to wonder how to get by. But once you recognize you have an inheritance, that you're royal, and that you have every right to those privileges and those royal gifts, things change. That is worshiping the Lord in the beauty of holiness, because think about what royal families do. They work hard. They don't just sit around and eat bonbons. They've got stuff to do, and you've got royal work to do. And that's what the worship is that it's talking about. And if you just ask every single day when you wake up, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? Where am I supposed to be? You'll be shown. You'll be shown what your royal duties are, and you'll do those duties. And it says, fear before him all the earth. That's, again, all of that ecstasy that creates change in your physical circumstances. Your physical circumstances are going to then start reflecting who you are as a member of a divine house. Very different than what we consider ourselves to be normally in this world. And then it's no wonder why our circumstances don't look so royal. But this psalm is very clear that you have got to get in your mind who you are and why you're here, and stop believing the lie that you've been telling yourself and that everybody's been telling you all your life, that you're a nobody. You're a somebody, and you're an important somebody, and it's time that you start doing your duties as a royal sovereign. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world shall also be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. So the people being judged righteously means your thoughts will become healthy. You'll be in your right mind. When the infinite judges your thoughts, which are the people, it says, we're going to keep these thoughts, we're going to get rid of those thoughts. We're going to keep these thoughts, we're going to get rid of those thoughts. These are true, this is false. This is true, this is false. As you align with the energy of this psalm, your mind is renewed. When your mind is renewed, then your circumstances are renewed. And that's the whole idea of this, is we want new circumstances. We want to start anew. But you got to start with your thoughts. And the way you do that is not by trying to decipher yourself which thoughts are good or not. It's by aligning with the infinite and allowing the infinite to do it for you. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. So whenever you come across an experience where you're afraid or where things aren't working out for you, recognize that's the heathen thought that is trying to destroy you. And you're going to tell that thought, wait a minute, infinite intelligence reigns, and I'm a child of the infinite, therefore you don't have a say here. You don't have a say here. The world shall also be established that it shall not be moved. And when you do that, the infinite works through you, and all of your circumstances must reflect this new reality that is in your mind, because that's how cause and effect work. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. So when the heavens rejoice, the earth is glad. And the heavens always rejoice, but until we are willing to align with that rejoicing that the heavens have for us, we get what we get. But when we let go of our own ideas about who we are and why we're here and what the world is and what our circumstances are, when we let all that go and let the infinite work through us, the rejoicing of the heavens, think about champagne corks popping, the angels having a big old party because of you. And that party because of you, once you recognize that's for you, it's your party that you've just been oblivious to, once you join the party, everything in the world changes for you. And that's when the sea roars, the fullness thereof. The sea is your deep mind. All of the churning in your deep mind that has been making things not what you want is now under the auspices of, under the direction of the infinite, under the direction of the so-called heaven, which is the realm of cause, that celestial world or superconscious mind. And when the deep mind reflects the superconscious mind, everything in your world starts to reflect what heaven is. That's when your experience here on earth becomes a happy experience. It starts to be what they would call heaven on earth, or a happy dream. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. This is a similar thing, that all of the field and the trees, the manifestations in our lives. And if you keep harvesting yuck, it's because you've forgotten to go to the party. And so if you go to the party, if you allow yourself to be part of the celebration of you in heaven, then all of those fields are joyful because they reflect what's going on in heaven. The trees of the wood rejoice. The manifestations are that of rejoicing rather than fear. Before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. For he shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. So he's judging the people, your thoughts, with truth. So now you're thinking true thoughts because you're allowing the infinite to judge it for you and release you from all of your wrong thinking. Therefore, you are in your right mind, or you have become sane. And when you become sane, then the world also starts to reflect that same sanity, that righteousness, which means that everything that you want starts to happen. And that's how you turn over this new leaf. That's how you get this new start, by renewing your mind. And you can't renew your mind for yourself. Just like Einstein said, you can't solve a problem from the level of consciousness that is the problem. But the infinite can solve it by doing it for you. And that's what we're allowing to happen when we're doing this psalm. And then we remember who we are. And we're no longer bound by all of those old egoic problems in our mind, because we recognize, wait a minute. I'm sovereign. I'm holy. I'm a divine child. I'm part of a royal house. I have rights. I have privileges. And it doesn't include all of this. And so then we become part of a whole new experience for ourselves. And then that experience, like it said earlier, lasts. It becomes our permanent way of experiencing life. So you just keep coming back to this same psalm again and again until you get a sense that it's working. You'll get a sense of peace and certainty about whatever the situation was that you brought to the psalm. And that sense of peace is an indication to you from your deep mind that your spell has been cast and you don't have to do any more work on it. In fact, it's better if you don't. It's better to just let it go, leave it alone, and move on to something else. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, blessed be.